church bells ringing. That's our music, our entry music. This is Coffee with Friends, and I am Royalty Lee Bone. Good morning, y'all. Happy Tuesday. I say happy Tuesday. I'm happy and sad at the same time. Happy because I woke up this morning. Yeah, happy because I woke up this morning. But sad because I gotta leave. All right, my screen goes dark for a little while because I have to switch screens because I'm on my phone. That's why it looks so different this morning. Zen, oh my God, I leave tomorrow. You trying to rush me back home? I know everybody wants the big screen. I'll be saying I'm not going to do coffee with friends when I'm on vacation, but a population of people be like, oh my God, can you do coffee with friends anyway? So this is what you get when I do coffee with friends anyway. Ghost was like, why couldn't you bring your laptop? Because I traveled with my work laptop. I can't travel with all that shit. I just can't do it. I could have used my mama's laptop, but I ain't feel like it. So it is what it is. No problem, Hillbilly. Yeah, of course it's not the same because the screen look a little different, right? I'm sorry, y'all. Would you prefer I not do the show? I could have took the days off. Good morning, Angel. Good morning. Nobody likes the little screen. How do I? Let's see. He is the best. He is definitely the fucking best. Listen. No, I was trying to see if I could change the screen, but good morning, Shirley. I was trying to change the screen, but I can't. But there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. There's been some. Where's my paper? Did I not bring my paper? 1 second. I left my paper. I need to get. There's a couple of topics. Oh, we got kicked out of the yurt, so I'm renting cabins this weekend. Okay, Hillbilly, you and I need to talk because when I get back, we need to sync up and talk so I can figure out the cost. How do I, to advertise this to see who's really going to come, right? I appreciate you, Hillbilly. I do. I'm looking forward to this adventure. I really, really am. There's a couple of things. Look, I took some notes, y'all. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk about this morning that's weighing on my mind, right? Because the world to me, I mean, we've been saying the world is falling apart, but there's just some things that I'm not understanding why. Hey, Aquanda, good morning. Why we are battling some of the same things over and over and over and over again, right? Um, I'm trying to think which one I should start out with first. Bob. All right, I'm trying to figure out which one I want to start out with first. This fucking hospital helicopter. Are my headsets working good, or can y'all still hear all the background noise? Can you hear this fucking helicopter landing? My mother lives like near all the action. I'm like, what? I feel like I'm in New York fucking city. I love it though. You know, every downtown area is noisy. All right, so since nobody's complaining about the noise, there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. When I get back, I was supposed to do it from here, but good thing I did because, you know, the way the view is, it's not the same. So when I get back, you know, we'll do Coffee with Friends after dark and we'll do all the fun stuff, right? But there's some topics that I wanted to touch on today. I'm going to start from, I don't even know. I was going to say, I'm going to start from low to high, but none of these shits is low, okay? But I'm going to start out with the robberies, right? Have y'all noticed that thievery and like the throwback thievery is coming back? Now, I say it's coming back, but maybe it never left. People stealing people car tires. Somebody posted a video where a bunch of cars in a parking lot, all their tires were gone. I'm like, wait, what? We're back to stealing car tires again at mass amounts like this? That's one. Two, it was in the news the other day. Riverside Square Mall, for anybody that's familiar with Hackensack, New Jersey, Riverside Square Mall is an upscale mall. It's a small version of like a Short Hills Mall, if you guys are familiar with the upscale malls in New Jersey. Well, Riverside Mall got robbed, okay, for $68,000 worth of merchandise. Like, robbers came in there, robbed shit, and fucking left. $68,000 in shit. This last one that I'm going to talk about, I laughed at, but the shit is really not funny. A Florida man goes into like a iPhone fix store, like a phone store that fixes your phones and your tablets. It's not just for iPhones, but one of those repair shops that fix your electronic devices. He goes in there, the motherfucker, y'all could Google these stories, okay? This motherfucker goes inside the store with a box on his head to rob the phone repair store, right? But in the meantime, he took the box off his head for a short period of fucking time. Yes, he got away with the merchandise, but guess the fuck what? The cops caught his ass. I mean, when I saw the picture of him actually having a fucking box over his head, I was like, wait a minute. What in the fuck is going on? Okay? Yes, Aquanda, he robbed a phone fix store. Any place that got money can be robbed, right? And good morning, Pat. He robbed it with a box over his head. Now, right here in St. Petersburg last week, you know, because I walk around a lot. Sometimes I'm tempted to get up at night and go to the bars and shit on Central Avenue. But, you know, strangely enough, since I've been here, I only drink twice. And I've been here for about 2 weeks, right? I only drank twice. I have not been in the mood to drink, and that is, I drank a bottle of wine. I bought some Stella beers, and I bought this margarita mix, but I only drank that literally one day, right? So 2 days of being here, I took in some alcohol. That's it, and that's all. So I haven't really been as tempted as usual to walk down to the bars and hang out or whatever and socialize, right? Now, my mother tells me one morning that 2 people were leaving. No, one guy was leaving the bar on Central Avenue, which is walking distance, okay? And 2 guys robbed this motherfucker. Okay, they followed him from the bar and they robbed this motherfucker. Now, St. Petersburg is a downtown area. It used to just be private homes and small condo type, townhome type situations. Now they're building these high-rise buildings over here. You know, it's the waterfront. And they're putting up a bunch of hotels and shit like that. And so there's a lot of activity around here. So people are branching out and they're bar hopping. And in the process, this man is on his way back to his house, his hotel, his rental, whatever the fuck he's going. He left the bar. These motherfuckers robbed him. So I'm just saying, you know, we ain't safe. We just are not safe at all. And I don't know what to do. Somebody on here, well, not that I need to know what to do, but I guess I do need to know what to do for myself. But people, somebody on here said women need to go for self-defense training. And I'm thinking about it. Like, I'm thinking about signing up for some classes for self-defense because motherfuckers are losing it. Like, the economy is fucked up, rent is high, people are losing their jobs, you know. Things are hard for a lot of people, and so look what it's leading to. Robberies like what they used to do back in the day. We're hearing about it more and more. So I'm telling you guys these things because we have to put our hat of awareness on. We have to monitor our surroundings. We have to pay. I don't give a fuck what neighborhood you live in. All right. I was shocked to find out somebody down here in St. Petersburg was held up. But in places where it attracts tourists, you're gonna have issues where people want to take advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? Good morning, Zen. So I'm just saying this to say, be careful. Pay attention to your surroundings as things are going on around us. It's scary, y'all. Good morning, Zen.
Good morning. Hey, let me tell you something. You look up stories for Florida, man, you're going to be there all fucking day, okay? Because there are way too many.
Yeah. Listen.
Some funny people up in that state.
Yeah.
That heat, I think it bakes your brain a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. You know, Zen, you know, the funny shit is the other day, but I don't know if you really caught what I said. This is the first time I visited Florida where I walked conscious. Like, I normally come here and I'm free spirited. You know what I'm saying? I walk and I'm enjoying myself and nothing, right? But this time I found that when I walked, I paid attention to my surroundings. I paid attention to the people that was watching me. You know, and it's all because of the politics, not because of every person in Florida, right? But the political environment that Florida is spewing right now is tough for people like me, LGBTQ. It's like we have to walk around conscious, unfortunately, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right? And I never felt that way before coming here. Now I felt that way in some places, but coming to Florida, I never felt that way. If that
Where
makes
are
sense.
you again in Florida?
I'm in St. Petersburg.
In St. Pete's. Oh, and St. Pete's is typically a good area, especially it's got a very large LGBTQIA plus population. Yeah.
No, large is an understatement.
Okay,
listen.
Well, I didn't want to say that we were buying up the town, but we're buying up the town.
Thank you. Yes, you are. and I love it. And this is, and the thing is, this is why I'm telling you, if I move to Florida, this is where I'm coming. Only reason is because this fucking area here, they are fucking so diverse. Okay, like they don't give a fuck. Like they are so diverse. And I look at this area and I go, oh my God, if Ron DeSantis get his little fucking paws on St. Petersburg, it's gonna be miserable. You understand? Like there is a
You had me look. It's not even in my
huh?
I had to look like I was gonna see something.
There's this muffin, there's this donut shop called Daddy's. Is it in New Jersey? Can somebody Google it real quick? I forget where it's located. Daddy's. It's an LGBTQ owned donut shop. I think it's in New Jersey. If it's in New Jersey, I'm definitely gonna go.
Middletown, New York.
Middletown, New York. Okay.
Hold on, let me see.
Daddy's.
There's a few. There's a bunch.
Daddy's is
There's one
it's
in
a
New
donut.
Orleans.
No, this is Daddy's,
It's
DADDIES, donut.
oh, IES.
LG, yeah, IES, donut. They make donuts. It's LGBTQ. Two, a married couple, men,
St. Petersburg. Okay, no, I don't see
St.
one here.
Petersburg.
Is it Daddy's Donuts and Delights?
Yep, yep.
They are
Okay.
on Instagram too, by the way.
Yes, yes. And they were talking about their story, and I was so fascinated by them because during the pandemic, they were like, what are we going to fucking do? Yeah. And they fucking came up with this Daddy's donut thing, right? Donut
Mm-hmm.
shop. And, he said life is hard for LGBTQ business owners, right? It's a struggle, right?
Yeah,
And I get it. I understand it. They don't. They made a statement. I'm paraphrasing that they don't generate as much income in their business as other businesses, right? And
yeah,
so when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, this is why I love St. Petersburg because even though they're not making as much money, they are still making a presence here, right? To the best of their ability. And when they open up their shops or hotels, like the hotel I love to go to, the Hollander, that's LGBTQ.
is that the pink one?
No, it's brick,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's called the Hollander.
Oh, you
I
were telling me
love
about that
that.
before. Yeah.
Yes, I love
And
that
your
fucking
mom
place.
likes to stay there too.
Yes, my
She
mom
loves
likes
the
to stay there too.
clubs.
Yes, yes, yes. And it's more of the environment, like, especially when you're in a climate like this, right? To be around people that are free spirited and make you feel comfortable is a blessing. And
Yeah.
so that's why I love being in St. Petersburg. So I was actually shocked when to find out that this man got robbed on the way home from the bars. Because if you come down here, it's this air. Listen, it's walkable, bike ride lanes, green, bunch of green spaces, a street full of bars.
Yeah.
People hang out and have a good time. And so when my mother told me the story, she was like, "This is sad because I haven't heard a story like this in a long time." People are desperate.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
People are
it's terrible.
desperate.
On top of the fact that where you are, and because of everything that you just explained, that makes, you know, St. Petersburg really great right now, especially for people in my community and our
Yeah.
allies. It also makes people that come to visit a Target because,
Yes, that's
you
the flip
know,
side.
you know, because they're there, and it's
Mhm.
terrible. It's terrible.
Mhm.
And it just goes to show that, like, if you're in Florida and you are really like voting towards like DeSantis, and I'm not trying to get political or anything, but his agenda is really not that different from Nazi Germany.
Well,
He wants the same control.
yes.
And it's not cool because when you're trying to shut down people, groups of people because they're unlike you, that's wrong. Why we're all here. We were all put here to live. Why can't I live the same way you live? Why can't you
Exactly.
live the same way I live? you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I
Yeah.
just don't understand.
Yeah. Hey, yoga girl. Sorry, long time no see. The other thing I wanted to talk about, and that this leads me into the next thing, right, with the LGBTQ, right? And I have to talk about it as much as I talk about the black community. I'm a part of the black community, and sometimes LGBTQ, fuck you, I don't care. I do what I want.
You're an ally. You're an ally. And, at times you're
Right,
bi. It's okay.
right. So LGBTQ, right? So I want to hang on this topic for a minute because, again, just how important it is for me to stand up for the black community. It is for me to stand up for LGBTQ, being that I have, family members, loved
Mhm.
ones, friends, right? Um, I'm disappointed in society in the way that companies like Target and Bud Light are losing money, right? And it's bigger than them just losing money, right? Target and Bud Light are two companies that are taking a hit financially
on the Wall Street market, like
Yeah.
losing billions of dollars because
Are
they
they losing that
support.
much though?
Yes, yes. Target lost something point something $billion. Look it up on the
Okay.
market,
Well, it
right?
depends on what outlet you're getting the info from, because
Well, this
some
this was
news outlets were inflating the numbers
yeah, this was
to make a point.
Dave Muir. My mother watches Dave Muir and Stephanopoulos. Those,
Oh, okay.
those, yeah. So we were watching that, and they were talking about it, and they said that it's unfortunate that companies like this, Bud Light came out with, the cans with the rainbow colors to support Pride Month. Target
Right.
came out with a section the same way they did for Black History Month, right? That's why I'm talking about this, because when Black History Month came around, Target put a section up for Black History Month. People were going in there shopping, buying up these black dolls that are collective items and everything, and supporting Target in that section. And not one time did we hear that Target took a hit. Not one time did we hear that the employees were risking their lives because there was a black section in Target. We didn't hear none of that, right? But when LGBTQ section appeared in Target to celebrate Pride Month, it stirred up a bunch of shit for the
Yeah.
employees, for the stores. People were dismantling the section. And so they had to move in some cases. Then you said some stores moved the items to the back of the store. Some stores I heard removed the section in general to protect the employees, right?
Yeah.
But this is bigger than the company themselves losing money.
Yeah.
This is every employee's retirement money.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? This is why I don't fucking understand. Aren't non-LGBTQ people working at Target? So because there's an LGBTQ section, you impact every culture and every race that is working at this corporation, because you impact their retirement, their benefits, their employment, possibly in case there has to be layoffs. They're not going to just lay off LGBTQ. They're not going to just lay off black folk, right?
But it's part of the cancel culture, right? That's this whole
Yeah.
uprising of cancel culture. I don't like what you're doing, so me and all my friends are going to get together and we're going to hit you where it hurts. And it's kind of like the same way. It's the exact opposite of what people in marginalized communities are doing, right? They're trying to band together to bring together change for the benefit of all people, right? These people are banding together to bring down specific groups. It's
Okay.
like this division is just becoming so ridiculous. I actually do fear that at some point we're going to hit a
Civil
revolutionary
war.
war, a
A
civil
civil
war
war.
kind of thing,
Yeah.
yeah, or civil war,
I,
not a
I
revolution, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's going to get. I hope this is not the case, but I'm I'm starting to get nervous.
Me
I
too,
I
Rich.
I am also looking when I go out and
Okay.
I walk around, even in my town, right?
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Oh my God. Last
I'm just
year, we were
yeah.
going to hold a pride. We wanted to put together a pride parade. It didn't go through. We couldn't do it. What we could do was a pride walk where we could
Wait,
basically
wait.
kind of
In your town where
in
you
my
live?
town. Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
And then what we wanted to do, and we were working with the mayor, is just have the crosswalks painted, rainbow color, just for temporary, right?
Oh,
So
that would have
many
been nice.
people, so many people. Facebook groups were set up. It was like the um so many people in the town were commenting, no, this is awful, it's indoctrination, it's this, it's that, it's the other thing. And I'm just like, it really made me think. I'm like, this is my town that I grew up in.
Yes.
I always felt safe here.
But when you posted a memory of a pride parade. Was that in your town or was that
No,
someplace else?
that was in Lambertville and New Hope.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Because was that the parade when we were working together when you did that parade?
No, that was after.
You did a parade when we were working together.
Yes, yeah. We did
Okay.
it for several years. But
Okay.
that
Okay.
was the last year we did it. I think that was 20. 2018, I believe.
Okay, so it's
2017.
never been a parade in Bordentown?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I didn't know that. Like I
No.
just asked my mother yesterday, if they're having their pride parade here, and she said supposedly, because during the pandemic they didn't, of course they didn't do it,
Right, yeah. No
but
one
she
did
said
it.
they're doing a pride. I forget what she calls it. She's sleeping a festivities day where there's vendors and stuff out there,
Okay.
and then they're gonna do the parade. So they do both, right? Because she walks down to it. It's the same street with all the bars. She walks
Mm-hmm.
down to Central and goes to the parade. And so I was happy to hear that St. Petersburg was still moving ahead with their pride activities, although the climate here is kind of yucky. You know, talking about this civil war, there's still, the LGBTQ is, organization and lifestyle culture is being attacked heavily right now. Um, alongside the black culture, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
just like on the news, there was a white woman, okay, who approached a black woman and her children, okay, in Florida. Wait, let me make sure. Yep, Florida. Black woman in Florida approached a white woman in Florida approached a black woman and her children. Her children were playing. This white woman started spewing racial slurs. Now, this is on the news. Racial slurs, right? And so the mother went over to find out what the problem was with this white lady. And so ultimately the white lady left, but then the mother realized the white lady took the kid's iPad, right? And so the mother approached the lady to get the iPad back. I think she
Mm-hmm.
went to the lady's house by finding my iPad. To
Right.
get the iPad back, the lady shot her ass dead.
Shut up.
Excuses to kill people other than yourself.
I don't. I don't
And the
understand.
comments make my fucking ass itch because people are on there like, oh, we don't know why did the black lady go to her house to get her kid's iPad? Or somebody said, why did the black lady even say anything to the white lady? Because the white lady was harassing her children.
Yeah.
So what people are actually trying to say is, if I'm a well, I am a black person. Me being a black person is somebody, I can't protect myself. I can't speak up for myself, because
Right.
if this motherfucker shoots me, I deserve to be shot because I spoke up for myself. Like, I don't understand how that's even possible.
No.
And this is the shit that scares me, right? Because we can't even protect ourselves without fearing the end result.
Yep.
Right. Pat heard the story. See, y'all know I'm not lying. Pat said she shot her through the door.
I
Yeah, I
don't think
heard about that.
anybody thought you were lying.
I heard
No,
about that.
because
Yes,
not that I was lying, but sometimes I exaggerate the story because it sounds so
Yeah.
unbelievable. You know what I'm saying?
that was in
And because I'm
Ocala,
paraphrasing.
Florida. Ocala, how do you say that?
Yes,
Ocala.
Ocala. My grandfather
Ocala.
has property there. Well, he's dead now,
Mhm.
but yeah, Ocala. And it's very country in Ocala. I
Yep.
mean, only thing that fucking live there is alligators and mosquitoes. Okay, and
And
so
and rednecks.
yes. Well, my grandfather bought property in the house there, and when we went to visit him, we were like, "Wait, what? What the fuck?" Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the fuck. We were getting chewed by mosquitoes, looking out for alligators, and wondering if somebody was gonna KKK us. I mean, I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that's
Listen,
But
fucked up.
when it comes to all the stuff that's happening, and it's a shame. What's really sad is we're not even seeing all of it, right?
Mm.
It's not just black folks. It's
mm-mm,
not just LGBT people.
mm-mm.
It's Hispanics,
Mhm.
it's Asians,
Yeah.
it's indigenous peoples. When was the last time you heard
Anything
anything
not white.
about the MMIW movement, the murdered and missing indigenous women? So
No,
do you
I
know
have
when
not.
That
when
is.
they build pipelines and things like that, and they're trying to build pipelines from Canada coming into the country, when they set those areas up, it's typically going through reservations,
Oh
and the
yeah.
workers that work them will rape and murder Indigenous women.
Wow.
Because they're highly sexualized because of like Pocahontas and all that kind of stuff. So this has been happening for years and years and years, and it's awful. It's terrible, but you don't hear about it.
I don't hear about that.
You know what? The schools that were opened, you know, to basically take the Indian or take the savage out of the Indian,
like
right?
in Yellowstone or 1923.
Right. The Catholic Church was having taking in all these Indigenous children and teaching them basically to be white and to be Christian. And then most of them were not living past 4 or 5 and were just being chucked in a group burial in the backyard.
Wow.
You know,
thanks for sharing that, Zen. I didn't know this. Like, I'm gonna have to look this up. I had no awareness of this.
We are all, everybody that is not white, male, and Christian are under attack.
That's
That's
fact.
You are so right. Yeah, Pat, I heard about that story. The boy was picking up his brother. That was a big story.
I'm happy he lived.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
He's still in the hospital.
He shot him more than once, right? Didn't he shoot him like through the door? And then he went out and then shot him at close range again?
Yep. And you know what? I don't know if that guy was arrested, but the white lady who shot the black lady through her door for coming to get her children's iPad, she is not arrested. She has not been charged, and her identity is not been revealed.
Wow.
That's messed up.
So the guy that shot the boy, he was arrested.
Yes, he was. He was arrested. Is he still in jail?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was about to say, was he charged? I don't remember.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Was he charged? Yeah.
So the Yellowstone series also brought to light that it was against the law to marry outside of your race.
Yes.
Yep.
It wasn't
because remember when the daughter wanted to marry the chief? It was a big deal.
Yeah.
From the Indian, and that was 1883. But
one of the ranchers married, I think she's Chinese. She's a Chinese immigrant, and they followed him and realized that they were married and had children, and arrested him for it.
Do you know a lot of those laws are still in books today?
I don't doubt. Listen.
It's ridiculous. Sodomy laws still there. Like even for black folks, I mean, you cross the street on the wrong day,
and you can be prosecuted.
You could be prosecuted.
I gotta go. I gotta get ready for doctor.
All right, Angel. Deb said, thank you. Deb said, did you hear about the little boy walking his sister and Latino gang shot them, killing the brother and injuring the sister? No, I didn't hear about that.
No, I did not hear this at all.
I did not hear about that. Black people are the most hated in the world. Hey, E-Hustle. Yellowstone series shined a light on what's happening, and I hear it's actually accurate. Yes, the Yellowstone series is deep.
I've never heard of the Yellowstone series.
Yes, Yellowstone. Kevin Costner is the lead in Yellowstone.
Okay.
1923, Harrison Ford is the lead. And 1883, I don't know the name, but they're all a series. I saw Yellowstone first, and then I went back and I watched 1883 and 1923, and it touches on how it's so ironic how Yellowstone touches on, showed how the white man was fighting to protect his land, right? And the indigenous people, are saying this land wasn't even yours. Like, you took it from me.
Right.
You took it from me, and now I gotta beg you for a piece of land to live on.
For a crumb.
Right. And it was so fucking deep what they got into in there. And I remember one phrase, and I'm paraphrasing that the American said to the ranchers, the white ranchers. He said, it's funny, it's ironic that you have to fight for your land, isn't it? And I looked at him and I was like, oh my God, like there's a message there.
Shade. Totally. But it's true. It's so true. I mean, this is what people
Okay, Hillbilly.
This is what I think is a trip. Because history has been so whitewashed, right? Like history is written by the people that survive, basically, right? So you know, that perspective can be written from any direction. But the bye Hillbilly, have a great day. But like when it comes to indigenous people, when people from Europe came to this country and started colonizing, you know, like when we celebrate Thanksgiving, right? There was no like greeting between the American Indians and the Pilgrims. Like that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Right? There was nothing like that. Basically, when the colonists arrived, because they had poor hygiene habits, right? AKA didn't wash their legs, harbored diseases that did not live in this country, killed half of the Native American population. That is how the white people were able to take over that part of the country and then continued to grow. It wasn't because they were better at hunting, they didn't have more skill. The American Indians actually helped them to first learn how to clean themselves, to learn how to feed and survive in this country. They started helping, and then all of a sudden, just like, I don't know, cockroaches, they just came in and started taking over.
And then I'm telling you, so Zen, if you have some downtime and you feel like tapping into that, you know, tap into that. I know you don't watch a lot of TV. Tap into that and
it looks
you know,
interesting. I just brought it up.
Yeah, it is very interesting beyond the acting. It's the content for me is what was so penetrating, you know. And so, you know, it was a learned lesson or a reminder. If you already knew the history, it was a refresher, you know. Good morning, Ghost. Good morning.
Hey, Ghost.
Morning.
So we're talking about the state of the world, and you know, it looking like there
some deep stuff today.
Some deep, like, you know, Civil Warish kind of. You know, people are being rejected in all areas. So one of the questions that's being asked to these corporations, this is the question that is being asked to the corporations based on the news outlet I was watching. Are corporations, do they regret supporting LGBTQ Pride Month with the hits that they are taking financially? That's the question that's being asked to these corporations.
Sure they do. I'm sure they regret that because all people care about is greed. All they care about is money. Yeah, you cost them money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now, it may have been a good look, you know what I'm saying, PR wise, whatever the case may be. But don't nobody like losing no money.
Well, that's what's funny, and that's what the people in my community really are kind of aggravated with, is that all these companies and major corporations, you know, they're supportive for 1 month because it draws in money.
Like
right?
Black History. So we got to be fair.
Say, man, welcome
same
to the
thing.
party.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yep.
We got the shortest month in the fucking year, 28 days.
Yeah. I mean, look at the MLB, the Major League Baseball, right? Like they had the rainbow logo for 1 day. 1 day. Took it down.
And you know what? When people do that, when organizations do that, it irritates me. You know why? Because it's like, oh, here you go. It's like throw you a fucking crumb and be like, shut up. You know, like it's almost like, why bother? You didn't have to give us the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we didn't ask you for it.
Right.
We didn't ask you for it.
Like when you walk around here, you got companies that proudly raise, they have flags. They have the LGBTQ flags. You know, people fly Black History stuff. And, you know, on these businesses, people celebrate, you know, that they respect all people, right? And then but now in today's society, you got corporations being asked, are you sorry? Like my company, that I work for, they are big on diversity and culture, right? Inclusion. They did a pride flag raising. They do activities all month, throughout the month in the Canada division and in the United States division. And they do the same thing for Black History, and they try to put a focus on it. And and I didn't hear anything about our company taking a hit, right? About us supporting them supporting, Black History or Pride. But you got companies like Target, Bud Light, and well, these are the two main companies that was mentioned.
Yeah, that's the ones that are the biggest ones, and nothing to.
Yeah, those are the biggest ones that are mentioned that are suffering this loss and causing unsafety for the employees. It's just rough out here.
It is.
I don't know what the answer is. Pat said, "Are you aware of the sundown towns?" Yes, but I didn't know they still exist. Well, they still exist. Black folks better not be there when the sun goes down. I didn't know those towns still exist. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Where are they?
In the little country parts.
Where?
In like the country parts of places.
Yeah.
Like in the backwoods of like Mississippi.
Probably.
Well, Mississippi, it ain't gotta be
Alabama.
That ain't gotta be no sundown.
Wait,
broad daylight.
Ghost, aren't you from Mississippi?
I am.
Yeah. He said he left. He said he left because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Broad daylight. But no, it'd be like these little towns, like whenever you come off the major highways and get onto the highways, they actually go through the state themselves.
Yeah.
The highways, the speed limits may be 65, 70 miles an hour on a regular highway, like I said, just going through the woods. But then you come across a small town, it's like the speed limit slow down like quick. And for 2 miles, you may be driving 35, 30 miles an hour. With that little town right there, you should have turned your ass around before that sun went down. You should have made it through there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make it. I think I would doodle myself if I entered one of those towns, because driving through Newark at night, and I live in New Jersey, I run all the red lights slow. I look both ways and I keep rolling through. And I always say, if a cop pull me over, I'm be like, you know where the fuck I am. Like, you want me to fucking stop at a red light? I'm not gonna fucking do it.
Girl, can I just tell you? One time I was driving back from Tennessee because I was down visiting my sisters. I was coming back. I was by myself, and I had to go to the bathroom. So I pulled off at some random place in West Virginia. When I rolled off that exit, I looked around. I was like, oh shit, where the fuck am I? And then I went to a McDonald's, just a McDonald's. Now, I'm not dressed like any particular way. I'm not doing it. I ain't got painted nails or nothing. I'm just looking like everybody else. You didn't have a rainbow
hat and shirt on?
No, but can I tell you, I walked in this place, it got quiet. Everybody turned and looked at me, and I was just like,
because you ain't.
You're a different white.
Yeah, they knew as soon as you walked through the door, you ain't from here.
You a different white.
I was like, all know each other. It was the weirdest thing ever. I was just like, I just got to use the bathroom. But
go ahead. No, Zen, go ahead.
I was gonna say I never peed so quick and washed my hands in as fast, like I swear under a minute, and I got out. I was just like, and then I couldn't find my way back on the highway. I was just like, oh shit, how the fuck do I get back out here?
See, at that point, I'm just peeing and shitting along the road. I can't. I'm not gonna fucking do it. Deb said, "Did y'all hear them threatening to boycott Chick-fil-A?" I did on the news yesterday because they hired a diversity inclusion manager. I did hear about that. And let me tell you something, for Chick-fil-A, I clapped my motherfucking hands on Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, wait, stop.
Okay, go ahead, Zen. Correct me.
Ghost, 1 second. Let me just chime in here. Okay, so Deb, you brought it up. You beat me because I wanted to bring this up too.
Okay.
So this is classic capitalism and money. Okay. So what happened is they went to there was a consulting firm, and we know it, Robin. It's popular here in the Northeast. McKinsey they were hired by Chick-fil-A to do an evaluation on how to be a better company to bring, increase profits, et cetera, right?
Oh,
They
there was an
said,
investment.
bring in DEI into your corporation, because typically people that bring in DEI have a better profit margin. Their client base is more diverse. It just brings in more money. It's all money motivated. So
Well,
now they hire DEI. Now remember, Chick-fil-A will not hire people if they have a suspicion that they're gay. They will typically only hire you if you are of faith. And then also they give to anti-LGBTQIA plus organizations to help bring the population down, to enact more laws against the community, to do all these things. So this is why I do not like Chick-fil-A in particular. Listen, their chicken's good. I get it. But I can't, because I don't like my food with a side of hate and bigotry.
Yeah, I do.
yeah.
Like some Chick-fil-A's are independently owned, right? Like people,
They have to follow it.
No,
Even the
they have to.
franchises have to
They have
follow
to
the
follow
same.
the franchise.
now they do have to, like meet some requirements or whatever that the
Mhm.
Chick-fil-A corporation or whatever said it. But as far as like how things are personally start being handled within the store once you get it, I mean, it's still left up to the people. Now I will say Chick-fil-A, they're very picky about who they let own the store. I will say that they
Yeah,
are very picky about who they let own the store.
because
Very
it's their
picky.
brand.
It don't matter how much money you got. If you don't have a certain degree, you can't own that fucking store.
If you don't
Have certain
way.
beliefs,
Exactly.
fucking store.
Yep.
Exactly. So to your point goes, right, when you say they're independently owned, to me, I don't care. It's the brand. It's what
Yeah.
the brand
But
stands
no,
for, is what Zen is talking about, right? So for me, as a black person or a person that's a part of LGBTQ, would that be a brand I want to invest in?
man,
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's
I'm
like,
asking. I'm
Let's
being
flip
devil's
it another
advocate. Is
way.
this
Let's flip it
all
another
right?
way. What if Chick-fil-A actively donated to the KKK?
Exactly. That's a great question.
Would you continue to go there?
Probably not.
full transparent. You want honesty?
Yes.
I'm being honest. Probably
I'm
not.
still gonna eat that motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie to you. I am.
Even if they
Probably
donate to the
not.
KKK.
I am, because you want to know why? Because whether they fund the KKK or not, the KKK gonna still fucking exist. That
But
shit
it
still
may
fucking
still
exist.
exist, but does it exist in greater power because they get people to actively donate to their cause and their organization?
I mean, no, because at the end of the day, you ain't finna run your ass and that horse up on me. Man, like,
No, I
this
get it.
ain't back in
I'm
the
just
day.
saying it's the
Well,
same thing. It's
hold
the
on.
same thing.
You gotta unpin them comments. You know what I'm saying? Just speak on it. Just remember to speak out loud, because now you block all the comments. I can't see shit.
You can't tell me what to do on my show. The hell, this is a good comment.
Oh, real quick, I want to backtrack about what I was going to say earlier. David pointed it out perfectly. There is a place out here to where if you are black, motherfucker, and it's right off of I-10. That shit's right off the main freeway. You better not get caught out there. Vida, Texas. Hey, when I tell you, it looked like they still hang niggas. Vida is racist as fuck. I'm talking about from the live there to the police. Everybody in Vida is racist than motherfucker.
I never even heard of that area. I never heard of that area.
Orange, Texas is bad, but Vida.
I never heard of that area. Pat said she was in Little Rock and they had New York Place, and some folks were screaming, "Niggas, take y'all asses back to Harlem." This is in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Nah, that's crazy, because we had a all black motorcycle rally in Little Rock, Arkansas, a few years back. Nah, we took over that motherfucker.
Yeah, but that was numbers.
And we ain't experienced.
You came in numbers. That's different, right? Good morning,
they
Red
didn't have
Fox.
Sarah Huckabee at that point.
I mean, but at the same time, it's like whenever, even when you're not at the actual event,
her dumbass.
During that day, you still use a club or independent people, like you still going around the town by yourself or just with one or two people. You ain't going, 600 deep. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's at the actual event. And your club may be, 10, 15 people, but everybody else at the hotel relaxing, only 2, 3 y'all going to the corner store. So like I said, it's not like you showing numbers everywhere you go, but it wasn't bad like that for us. Like it wasn't bad like that. Experience no shit like
because
that.
they wanted your money. They like the income.
Cool.
You're bringing money in, right? So they're not gonna, they're not gonna do anything because it's actually going to benefit the area. There's a lot of towns that do that. They don't actively support certain communities and groups or whatever, but they will allow them to come and spend their money there.
Oh, Texas has sundown towns, Pat said. Good morning, mother.
Yeah.
Is that Vida? Well, she said Vida. Is Vida, Texas, a sundown?
Vida and Orange.
Yeah, that's just one of them. I don't say, I tell you, Mississippi is fucked. Alabama is fucking.
Alabama is fucked too, because my son's grandfather's from there, and he said they racist as fuck.
I'm saying,
some places you don't even want to be in.
Sisters, first cousins, fucking each other, having retarded ass kids out there. You good in Louisiana, Arkansas? I mean, like I said, I didn't experience nothing that bad there. But now you pretty good in Louisiana.
I want to retire
there.
I would love to retire in Louisiana.
Yeah, man. The culture there is nice. I like Louisiana.
I love New Orleans.
I mean, Red Fox, that's the bottom line. But my question here is, what advice would you give to a population of people that are being targeted at this point? And what could we do as a society to lend to change?
Learn your rights, learn the motherfucking law, and record every time a police officer approaches, every time you have an interaction.
Well, we're talking about police officers. We're talking about racial attacks. We're talking about traveling, living places. What do we tell people at this point in time? Like, what, because we always talk about we need change. We're part of society. What's the advice that we give each other?
Guns are not the answer. I'm sorry. Guns are not the
answer. Buy a gun, but everybody can't have a gun, right? Kids are being attacked.
People can preach all this peace shit all you want to.
No, but Ghost, I'm saying
fight violence with violence. That's the only
no, Ghost, but Ghost. It's beyond. You're talking about guns, right? We're talking about little kids. Guns might be the answer for something, right? But we're talking about kids. I brought up a story where kids were approached by a white lady in a park. Kids are being attacked. All kind of things are happening, right? And so everybody's not going to have a gun or have the ability to have a gun, okay? And everyone is not capable of owning guns because everyone doesn't follow gun safety. There was an incident just the other day where a school teacher's toddler shot the other kid, and now the school teacher going to jail because when they tested her urine, she came up positive for THC. She didn't shoot the kid, but she's a gun owner that did not follow safety gun laws, so now she's being charged. And so people are not following. And let me tell you something. New Jersey has strict ass gun laws, all right? But if people are not mature enough or responsible enough to follow these gun laws, then there's incidents. We're hearing more and more incidences with little kids getting their hands on these weapons. People are not being responsible. So I don't know if guns is the answer for everybody. There's a population of people that's responsible enough to have them, and then there's a population of people that aren't, right? And so I don't know what the answer is there for that. I have my gun permit, so I'm all for the rights of gun ownership. So I'm not even, I'm not coming from the direction of don't have a gun because I'm all for that shit. But I don't know if that's going to solve our problems because look what happened. This white lady had a gun. Black lady simply trying to recover her iPad for her kids. The bitch shot the black lady through her door, right? She had a gun. For what?
She lost her life over an iPad.
For what?
How dumb. How stupid is that? What a waste.
I mean, people, it's great. Like,
the number one killer of children in this country is guns. That is the number one cause of death of children, is guns.
Red Fox, that is the problem right there.
Because they're getting out the street. majority of the guns they getting out the street. I mean, like,
They're
man,
But
it's
look
so
what
no.
Red
fucking
Fox
easy to
said.
buy a gun. It's so easy. It's so easy to get a motherfucking gun these days.
And that's the
Really.
problem,
That's the
right?
problem.
Because it's not easy for me to get a gun legally. In order for me to get a gun, I have my gun permit. But in order for me to buy a gun, I have to go to the police station, apply for a permit to purchase a weapon. If I get approved, I have 90 days to pick my weapon. When I buy my weapon, the paperwork is filled out by the gun shop. Portion of that paperwork is sent to the precinct. A portion of that paperwork is filed at that gun shop, and I get a portion of that because my registration number is filed with the police department, and it says I own that weapon. So if anybody
Right.
else has their hands on that weapon, I'm the fucking trouble. All right. Not only that, when you take your gun home, it has to be um, um, in a locked box, double authentication, bullets separate from the gun. That's the reason why I don't own a gun, because by the time I get to my gun, the motherfucker be done suck my titties and fuck me in the ass. I can't unlock the box and do all of that. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna fuck with it because I'm
Robin,
not.
I'm sorry.
Well, see, I hear like there are no
Suck my
registration
titties and
laws.
fuck my ass.
Like
I'm just saying.
there are no registration laws in Texas.
Oh,
Like you can
fuck.
buy a gun,
Exactly.
you can buy a gun from anybody out here. Like you ain't got to report it to the state that you sold your gun to nobody. The gun you don't
Texas,
like
Florida,
when
anybody.
you buy a gun from somebody, you don't have to go register it with the state and saying, "Oh, this is mine. Put it in my name." No, like
But
in
that's
And
Texas,
part
you
of
that's
buy
the
a
the
gun, you buy a
issue.
difference.
gun.
That's part of the issue, I think.
Exactly. And that's why I say
It's
when people be screaming gun laws, mind y'all fucking business in New Jersey because we got good gun laws. New Jersey and New York got good gun laws. Texas,
right.
Florida, of these other states need to tighten up a little bit, right? There's no
Uh,
reason why people
you
But
should be
wait,
able to
know,
buy guns
you
from
as
know,
their
tight
friends.
as y'all gun laws are in the East, motherfuckers still dying from guns left and right out there. I'm not
listen,
That's
debating. I don't
true.
no,
care
not
how
as
tight y'all gun
no, no,
laws
no,
Not
no,
are.
as
no.
much as some other states though.
Exactly. Our gun violence has actually decreased like huge amounts. That's why our gun laws got so strict to combat that because it was the like fucking Wild West up in here.
It was. I
People
can't
will
even
die
Well,
stop
all the
it's like that
talking.
time.
out here. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, well, I know in
But that's
Mississippi,
why we
it's like it's
changed.
gunslinger laws down and more in the South.
That's why we changed.
Pat, I don't want my gun like that. I live in New Jersey. I'm following the law, right? I could go anywhere, yes, and get a
Go to the
gun, but I
feed
live in New
store.
Jersey and I'm following the law because you know what? I don't want to go to jail because New Jersey is not fucking playing. New Jersey law is if somebody busts in my house and try to rape me and
Yeah.
my significant other gets access to my gun and shoots that motherfucker before he fucks me in the ass, me and my significant other are going to jail with the rapist. That is the law in
Wow.
New Jersey because my significant other does not have the right to use my firearm. It's registered to me. That is the law in New Jersey. That's how strict it is
Mhm.
in New Jersey.
Well, you know what? Then tell him make sure tell him just grab a knife and jug him in the neck. Then
Well, and then I have a lot of friends who are big on gun rights, and they are part of the NA and all this kind of shit. And they say to themselves, when you are for gun rights and stuff like that, you have to in states like New York and New Jersey, you have to accept the fact that you might go to jail because he said in his house, if his wife grabbed his gun, he might go to jail and she might go to jail, but they accepted that. Like unless everybody in the house has to have a gun permit and registrations,
Right.
and they only can fire their firearm that's registered to them.
well, I'm so
That's how
glad
it
I
is here.
South. Whew, that's horrible.
That's
I'm so
how it
glad
is here.
South.
Yep, that's how it
Well,
is
nigga,
here.
I'm gonna tell you now. If my gun is in the room and somebody break in the room and attack it to jump on me first to try to take down the strongest person in the house, man, if Kenya get up and get her hands on that gun, man, you better shoot this motherfucker in the head, down
Yeah.
this motherfucker, and
I mean, I
guess what?
agree with
And we
that.
gonna
It's
sleep
just
peacefully.
unfortunate that we suffer the
Okay,
penalty
no,
here, but
y'all going to jail. We're going home.
that's what I said. We going to jail. Yeah, we going to jail. Yeah, we definitely
Way to
going.
break it down, Ghost. Way to break it down.
Okay.
Yes, 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 yes. And so my thing is, I try to be a responsible permit holder. Like one of the things for me, before I even purchase a gun, I've had two purchase permits and I let them both expire because I before the
No, we
pandemic,
don't, Debbie.
I
There's no
dedicated
laws.
myself to go to Guns for Hire, which is in New Jersey, and take courses. They teach you gun safety, how to take your gun apart, clean it, shoot properly. Like, I don't want to fucking own a gun until I know all of that shit.
Which is very handy, actually, to make sure that your weapon is actually clean and going to fire right when you need it to.
Yes.
So,
and you need to learn all of that. Motherfuckers be running out here buying guns. They don't know how to take them apart. They don't know how to clean the shit.
no.
You know,
and if you don't clean your gun, it could backfire. It could hurt you.
Man, I was just
or jam.
I was just in my homeboy car yesterday, and he was showing me this 9 he had bought probably like 6 months ago or whatever that he keep in the car with him, and he give his AR-15 in the back of the truck with him too, and he pulled out the gun, he took the clip out and was showing me, and just with one hand I just looked at it, kind of pulled the slide back just a little bit with this hand, pulled the little pins on the side and just let it go.
I'll be right back.
Slide came right on off. And I looked at it and I said, bro, what the fuck is you doing with this gun? This bitch gonna jam up on your dumb ass. I said, this hoe is dry as shit.
Right.
Dirt
It's not lubed up.
I said, boy, you gonna die trying to use this motherfucker.
Exactly.
Like, you gotta clean this shit. Even if you don't use the gun, you still have to clean
it. If it sits,
you have to lube it. You still have to do all of that.
You gotta grease it at least once a year. Yeah. Yep. Especially if it gets into humidity or whatever, just the environment in your house can affect how that weapon operates.
In your truck, like you transport it with you all the time, so it's spilling all the elements that you feeling outside.
Exactly.
So the oil and everything gonna dry up a lot quicker.
Yep.
I'm saying more dirt gonna get into it, so it's like you have to stay on top of it, especially if you move around with it. Now, if you keep it in your house, you ain't got to do it as much because it's only sticking to that one environment. But fuck that. That boy shit was dirty as fuck.
I was told not if the gun is new and you only take it to the range, you don't have to clean so often. No, you still have to clean it.
You gotta clean that shit.
Yeah.
And you better clean that every time you go to the range.
If you firing off, that sawdust is in your gun.
Depends on how many rounds you plan on shooting off at the range. You may have to clean your shit mid shooting at the range.
Yeah, because the powder will affect it.
Yeah, that shit will jam your gun up quick as hell, especially at a range. Because at a range, you can only use target rounds.
Correct.
Target rounds, it'd be too much bullshit in them bullets.
Yeah, I always rent, so I don't know. So when I go to the range, I always rent like 2 or 3 different weapons because I'm still trying to figure out what I can handle and what I can't. Yeah. And so I never realized that some people have to clean it during the shooting range.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking like it could be an excessive amount of shooting too. Like if you're there for an hour, you're not gonna clean the gun.
Some people are there because
but some people are there for long periods of time. That's like a big hobby for some people.
They know they can do that.
Right.
Yeah, so and you gotta think
no registration laws out here. These are gunslinger laws down here. You gotta register shit out here.
Oh, Debbie said y'all still register stuff.
That's why I told her we don't. You know what I'm saying? That's why she got the new comment. I stand corrected. The South, we really is the wild, wild West, Jesus. So we just walk around like it's nothing. Okay, got it. I'm telling you, there's no registration laws out here. You don't have to have a license to carry out here no more. You got none of that shit. If you can legally buy, you can legally carry that motherfucker. Period.
Well, what's the stipulation for legally buy?
Like you like your background. You know what I'm saying? They still do a background check on you. So if you can't pass background check, you can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't buy.
What's a part of the background check? Mental illness too, or just
mental illness? As far as like your criminal background, it used to be felons only and violent class A misdemeanors. But now they've added class B misdemeanors, so in a way they kind of fucked me, and in a way they didn't, because I can get that shit taken out, I get that shit sealed, and I'll be good again. But even when you carry it out here, now see, this is where a lot of people get fucked. A lot of people didn't actually read the law, because it was September of last year when everything changed, I believe, either last year or the year before, to where you don't have to have a permit, license to carry out here no more. But within the law, still says that you can't just have it on your hip and no shit like that. It has to be in a holster. Okay? And a lot of people didn't read that part, so they still walk around with that motherfucker in their hip. You still finna take your dumb ass to jail. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they was hoping on, that motherfuckers would see Oh, you ain't gonna need a license no more, but you ain't read the whole fucking law saying what you do have to do though. So yeah, people still take their dumb ass to jail.
Yeah, be responsible.
I mean, why would you not want your gun in a holster? Like, I never understood when people
put it in
shove it in their pants.
Yeah,
because it can go on.
No, I'm saying exactly. I'm saying why would anybody want to have a gun without a holster? Like, why would you want to shove it down your pants and shoot your nuts off? Like, I don't understand.
Because in the moment of an actual firefight, a holster can actually hinder you. You know what I'm saying? It may get locked in. You know what I'm saying? You may not grab it at the right angle, and the gun won't come out. You know what I'm saying? Because holsters are like very secure. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes there's like 2 or 3 safety features on a holster to keep your gun there, so can't nobody just snatch it out.
So another situation where you could get fucked in the ass trying to get to your gun.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But see, but again, it's still up to you to find the best holster that works for you.
Yeah.
And the one I had, once you push the gun in, like you kind of hear it click in place, but it's still kind of easy to pull out.
Yeah. I have a quick release holster for a 9mm, and it's actually from a police department. So
now, no cap, as long as it wasn't loaded, y'all, that actually is kind of smart because they not moving that fucking car seat.
You know what?
That's messed up.
No, that's you know what? That's true. Do they never move the car seat?
They not moving
when they check your
seat.
car.
I gotta go. So I'll see y'all
all right,
later.
Then
Have a
I
great
appreciate
day.
it. Thank you. Have a good
love
day.
y'all.
I never thought of that, but at first I'm like gasping, like, why would you put a gun underneath the child's seat?
Especially if you got it strapped in right, like you actually got the seat belt going through the back of the car seat and got the little things locked on from the back of the car seat, locked on to the little snappers in the car, whatever.
The
little
hook
shit, so whatever. Yeah, you got all that shit put in. They not taking that shit out.
No, because that's a process.
A whole fucking process. They not taking that shit out.
That's a process. Right. Red Fox said, I have shoulder holster from Alien Gear.
I'm from Alien.
Okay.
Shoulder, I like shoulder holsters too. You know what I'm saying? Just had them up right there. Now, one thing I do like in my motorcycle club, the vest that we just changed to maybe like 6 months ago actually has like a gun pocket on the inside of the vest.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Yolk said last straw he left a loaded gun unattended in my house when he left for work, and my kid found it. See, that's the shit. Luckily, I taught him what to do if he ever saw one. Yeah, I grew up. My mother showed me. My mother was my first intro to guns. Right. My mom had a gun in Queens, and she used to shoot it in. Well, I remember shooting it in the attic because we lived in my aunt's house on 229th Street. We lived upstairs, and there was like 2 levels. And that was my first introduction. So I'm not afraid of them. I was never afraid of them. So I'm glad you taught your child, what to do if they saw. Like one of the things I did was I took my granddaughter, my oldest one. I used to take her to the gun range with me. And some people used to be like, when they saw me post pictures of me and her at the gun range, they would be like, why would you take your granddaughter to the gun range? I'm like, why the fuck not? Like, if I have a gun permit and I believe in gun safety and having a gun for my protection, why would I not tell her, or at least teach her so that she's not afraid of the weapon itself in the event that she ever had to use one?
Okay.
Wait, I'm dead, y'all.
Yeah, man. Where they lean if you don't strap them bitches down right.
You gotta put the hook thing.
Like you gotta put the hook that go above the head, the 2 hooks at the bottom,
and the seat.
And then the seat belt goes through the back of it. It don't go across your kid's lap. I don't know what
exactly.
the fuck you get it from.
It goes through the back of the
back
seat.
of the car seat. You know what I'm saying? I had 3 motherfucking kids. I know this shit without even looking at this motherfucker. But man, hey. Yeah, because I used to be the motherfucker that would put one with the little hook on at the top, and then the seatbelt actually over the fucking kid until that bitch started leaning. My daughter was not my daughter, my son just kept on just doing all this shit here like he was on the fucking roller coaster. Because man, I got a heavy foot. First of all, I like to get to where the fuck I'm going. So I had to learn to strap their ass down properly.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
But
Well, I'm
I
glad you
see
did. They do
it's
have classes
clearly
for that.
it's clearly a busy fucking day for everybody. I gotta go. I'm
I
gonna go
gotta
to the
go too.
hospital. I'm gonna go to the
All
hospital.
right.
My brother having back surgery this morning, so I'm about to go up there.
Oh, okay. Well, prayers to your brother. Speedy recovery for your brother. I gotta go too, y'all. Thank you, Ghost, for joining
Already.
Coffee with Friends this morning. This was a
Y'all
good talk,
mañana.
y'all. All right. I came on here to talk about some topics that I actually you know, saw on the news that was weighing on my mind. And today was a great discussion. And I always ask the question as to what do we think we can do to make change, right? And this is not something you can answer on the show necessarily, but it's something that you should think about on your daily, on your daily walks, your daily life. Think about how can you add to the change in what's going on in society? How can you, be the example that you want to see? And I guess I don't know, y'all. It's scary, right? We need to love up on each other more than the hate that's going around. But that's going to take work and that's going to take unity. And we need to be conscious about the type of love that we want to spread. Because if not, I'm afraid there's going to be some ugliness, like a civil war or something. Because there's an attack on people, and it's not letting up. It is not letting up, okay? Yes, y'all, I believe that it starts in the home with self and family. And so, what does that look like? That's the question I'm going to leave here with today. What does that change look like starting in the home for you and your family? Something to think about. I think about it every day. I do. And with that, y'all, I'm out. This was Coffee with Friends, and I am raw to the bone. I don't have the song, but no matter how low you feel, you can still go. Hopefully, you guys gave me the thumbs up. If you did not, on your way, before you leave, give me the thumbs up, y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. My flight is tomorrow. I'm not sure I'm going to be on. I have to check and see what time my flight is tomorrow. Um, Back to New Jersey I go. And with that, y'all, I'm out. Peace and blessings.